Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. I'm down in my radio room using my SDR, and I got a question of which antenna did I prefer? The MLA-30 Plus, which is a lot cheaper than the K-480 antenna system. And right this morning, because there's many variables. There's cables, where you have the cables, the antennas, where you have them, how high they are, so many variables. But anyway, I have those two antennas, the loop outside, about 10 feet apart. The KLA is maybe at 15 feet, and the K-480 is maybe at 12 feet. That could be a difference, just the fact they're in different position in my yard. What I've been noticing this morning, and I had noticed it before, is the K-480 has a lot of noise on it, and I've been trying to figure out where that noise is coming from. So far, I haven't been able to figure it out. I did turn the RF gain down on the amplifier. That helped a little bit, and I'm going to show you the difference. So then I decided, well, let me go back to what was my best antenna, which is the MLA-30 Plus. A lot cleaner. That's what I'm using right now. Not too much noise. Now watch when I switch to the K-480. Noise. See that noise? And the signals aren't any better. Now I've got the gain turned down some, a little bit. No, I don't. I have right now. I have it at max gain, and I have the HF band selected. I'm going to change the band selections. Okay, there's, you see it goes way down. That's better. That's actually 6 meters. That's UHF, nothing there. I think that's medium wave. And then that might mean medium wave. And that is HF. So you see, got a lot of noise there. See all this background noise? Now let me switch back to the KLA, and see this noise level goes down, and the signals are higher than the noise now. So reception is better. So for right now, the way these two antennas are set up, the MLA is doing a better job, less noise. So could it be the power adapter, USB power adapter that I'm using for the K-480 is introducing that noise? Could that be it? Could it be the location in my yard? You know, even though it's only 5 feet different than where the other one is, and it's lower, maybe that 2 or 3 feet lower is getting noise. Going to have to experiment with this. That's the beauty of dealing with these radios, is you're always constantly experimenting. The other thing is, my good friend John created this database for me that I use to do my scan. And as I mentioned before, what he does, he takes the EIB database, which is humongous. He deletes everything below 5 megahertz because it goes down, it starts at long wave. He then takes out all the duplicates so that when I use the scan function, it doesn't stop on all these duplicates. because there are many, many stations broadcasting on the same exact frequency. Then he also created a database for me that only has stations that are, I believe it's 5 kilohertz apart. So all the utility and odd stations that are on odd frequencies are not in this database that I'm using right now. So that makes the scan fast. That eliminates stuff that is not international broadcast. It works really well. He also, I think I mentioned in the last video on this setup, is he told me about another trick is to, in the database, click on filter by VRX. Then it will only display in this screen the station in the database on the frequency you're at instead of the whole list. That's really nice. There is one little quirk in that. Let me get off of here. So there's the full database. So then I click filter by VRX. Now, if you stop the scan and you've got it in that mode, it won't scan. So what I found out, all you have to do is turn that off and then start your scan. Why don't you make a liar out of me? Yeah, so it's scanning. Then turn it back on. There you go. I'm getting pretty good reception. Let me stop this. Getting pretty good reception this morning because I've switched to the MLA antenna and the noise level is down. So the signals, even though they're pretty weak, are popping up high enough that when I set the threshold, the squelch, even though I've got it at minus 85, it's able to find those signals during the search. So that's where I'm at. It's a lot of fun experimenting. I will be going outside when it's daylight. It's 4 o'clock in the morning here in Clearwater, Florida right now. When it becomes, when it's daylight, I'm going to go out and look at the antennas because we've had a lot of storms. And maybe an antenna has gotten turned or twisted or something. Maybe that's part of the problem. One other thing I want to try is trying to find a higher quality USB power source. Now, even the ML-80, it's got a cheap matter of fact, even a cheaper USB power adapter. Maybe I'll just switch the two and see if that makes it. I can do that right now, and then I'll stop this show. Okay, I'm going to switch. I'm on the K-480. I've got the gain turned all the way up. It's in the HF band. So I'm going to switch adapters. Actually, there is a battery in the amplifier, so I can disconnect the USB right now, because it should be fully charged. So we just disconnect it. Watch the screen. I can't get my hands on it. Boy, okay, I disconnected it. Didn't help. So it's not the power supply. So I've eliminated that. Connect it back up. And no, so it's not. I've eliminated that. It's not the power supply. Okay, Thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Goodbye. Bye-bye.